Hi, I'm gonna show you how to play 3 Days Grace. I Hate Everything About You. To start off, your guitar is tuned at A440, which is standard concert pitch, and then we have to drop the top string down from an E to a B. If you're an ear tuner, then you know that normally your 5th fret of your 5th string, or I'm sorry, 6th string, will match the open 5th string. So we just need to change that so that the 7th fret 6th string matches the 5th string. Pretty close. Okay, the first part of this riff is kind of quick. It's the open top string is the first note, and then it's the 4th fret of the 6th string. I do a hammer on. It's actually, I was listening earlier, he does 2 picks. So those are your first 2 notes. Open to 4th fret on the 6th string. Then the next chord basically is these 2 strings below it, the 5th and the 4th in the 4th fret. And you just kind of hit them after you get that double hit. And then the next part is the 3rd and 4th string in the 6th fret. Only this part's a little more interesting. You don't have to do the accent on it, but it's what makes the whole song. You could just do a straight, but he actually vibrates it a bit. Just kind of stretching it down and letting it come back up. So that's the first part. The next part's a little bit easier because instead of those 2 notes where you're starting out with the open string and then the 4th, it's just the top 2 strings open. So then after those first 2 notes, it's a little bit different because you're putting your fingers in the 4th and 3rd string in the 4th fret, and then it's that same chord with the vibrato, however you prefer, in the 3rd and 4th string in the 6th fret. So that gives you the bass part of it, and then the next part where it basically just rests on a chord. You can just drop your finger over, because that's basically what the drop D tune is for. I think people don't want to do the full power chord form, so if you drop your top string a full step, then you can get that full power chord by just laying your finger across. So it makes for some interesting stuff, but instead of doing the drop D tune, I prefer to translate to my 7th string, stay at a 440 concert pitch all the way across. Okay, so you've got, after you've finished the sequence of that is the 2nd fret, where I'm putting my finger down in the 2nd fret of the 4th, 5th, and 6th string, and then the note after that is just the top 3 open. And I'm not sure, I am ear taught, so I don't know the names of all of these chords, but if you're familiar with the 2 forms of the power chord, which is basically the A form. And all I'm doing there is I've got my finger barred across all the strings in the 5th fret, and this finger is basically holding the 2nd string, the 3rd and 4th, and in this particular area I'm holding it in the 7th fret on those 3 strings. That's basically your A power chord, and that'll go anywhere. And the other form is the E, but I can't really do it fully in the drop D, but this is the shape of it. But we're just doing a basic A for this part, so you got the dramatic part where it stops. And then it hits that A form in the 5th fret. The main line is more complicated strumming and timing wise than it is anything else, because he just does a double hit. Now this is the 4th fret, top 3 strings, 6th, 5th, and 4th, and he just does a double hit, and then it's open on the top 3, and then it's an A chord, and then back to the 2nd fret, top 3 strings, and then back to the 4th fret, and then open, and then to the 2nd fret again, and then the last 2 notes in that progression are basically the A form, and then dropping the A form 1 fret back. The only other part of the song is the kind of notey part he does while he's singing. And that is the 4th string. It starts out in the 6th fret, same string, 4th string, in the 7th, and then the 9th, 6th fret, 7th, 9th, 6th, 7th, 9th, 6th, 7th, 9th, 6th, and then it's a pull off from the 7th to 6th and drop back to the 2nd fret on the 4th string. And in the end, on the last one it adds another note. It goes, and that is the 5th string in the 4th fret. So, now if I could just sing it and play it at the same time. I hope that gives you an idea. Take care.